You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, you're listening to Mark the Maker, and I'm Mark Steiner, and this is the very first episode of Season 2 of Mark and the Maker. We took a little break over the holiday. Yeah, there you go. The crowd cheers wildly. We took a little break here over the holiday, and so we're back in the game. So let's go around and make sure we got everybody here. Mr. Michael Birch, are you with us?
Here.
Nice.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. Tom Crine, you're here with us, man?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Sean Kendrick.
Hey.
I feel like every time we should do that, there should be like a bass solo and a drum solo and a wheelie guitar solo. So we got the band back together. It's first episode of Season 2, and I think we're gonna talk a little bit about last year and a little bit about some stuff we're looking forward to in 2019, and maybe some stuff that's coming up here during Season 2. And I don't know, just a little casual conversation. We'll see where it all goes.
Yeah, just knocking the ring rust off.
There you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. So we took a little break. Sean, what'd you do while we were off there?
I enrolled in college.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be a real genuine machinist.
Genuine.
Dude, that's awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm in an associate degree program for computer-aided manufacturing.
That's
cool. Good for you, man.
Dude, it's the same program Kane's in. He sold me on it. I love the shop he's working in. I get along with the head of the program. Me and him have talked a couple times now. And it's win-win from where I'm standing.
Yeah. I finally met Kane in Kentucky.
He was jazzed to meet you, by the way.
Cool to see his work. Really nice.
Thank you.
It's definitely got a little bit of your influence.
As well it should.
Right.
Well, very cool. Has he given you shit about being an underclassman yet or any of that kind of thing?
No, I don't think he's even thought to. But I guess he will now.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Going to come in your room and give you some sort of freshman hazing.
No, that's fine. I'll whip my belt off and whip his ass. He's still my young.
There you go.
Whatever, man. You'll be duct taped to the bed.
I don't know about that. He's a good-natured person. I am not.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
You got big, and then you got mean.
Be like, clean the CNC, plebe.
Right.
Now, man, on a couple of those machines, I'd be happy to just to see how the sons of bitches work. They've got some really nice gear in that shop.
Very cool.
Man, that'd be fun. That's pretty awesome, man.
I got my fingers crossed. I mean, my first 2 semesters are going to be basic manual machining. I don't get to do anything computer-related or CNC-related until my 3rd semester.
Yeah, but you'll learn how to do this stuff right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The basics. It would be great for me.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm thinking.
If it makes too much noise, turn it down. If it's not making enough noise, turn it up.
Yeah.
But that's basically what I did. That was most of my time, filling out financial aid shit and getting class scheduling squared away and then working here and there.
Right. What's the duration of the program, Sean?
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4 semester.
4 semesters, okay. Well, very cool, man. I can see how that would eat up a bunch of time over Christmas and otherwise.
Well, I was just ignorant of it. I mean, it took me a day to get my damn student account set up on the website, basically.
Yeah.
Are you going to join the swim team?
If they had one, I'm a strong swimmer.
Yeah.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm practicing my triple Lindy, so.
There it is.
Only if it can fit in between ballroom dancing and the drama club.
Oh, dude, I'm not giving up drama club for nothing.
Absolutely not.
We're going to do the music, man. I'm going out for the lead role.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, you ain't heard fantastic till you heard me sing the Shapoopy song from Music Man.
Too funny. What about you, Birch? What'd you do over our little break that we took here?
I have no idea, really. Christmas came around. There's like a meme out there that sums it up perfectly of the whole Christmas era of like, you don't know what day it is, where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do. It's just weird. It's just that weird time. A lot of run around with kids, programs. I don't even know if I accomplished anything really, And then here we are.
You know what you accomplished? Boom. Dad time. That's what you accomplished.
Oh, yeah. A lot of dad time. But yeah, I don't know where it goes so fast, but it definitely does. Spent a good amount of time out here still, and got Cullen out here doing some cleaning and learning, earning some Lego money.
There you go.
And they were shipping today, working on shipping some mugs, or not shipping, but packing them up. So get them learn how to make some money.
One.
You have to talk to my staff, bro.
Damn it! All right,
you got to talk to the merch team.
No, I'll get one sent your way.
Awesome.
Yeah, somehow that downtime goes by fast, right?
Yeah, well, it was good for you though, Mr. Hawaii man.
Yeah,
I bet your tan's magnificent.
No tan lines.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You've seen me. There's no such thing as tan in my world.
Well, I thought it was a nice crispy red.
Yeah, it's like a hot glowing pink,
a sun poisony purple at times, maybe.
So, exactly. Yeah. No, I was slathered up in SPF 60 or whatever it was, and yeah, but it was fun. 2 weeks in Hawaii is hard to beat, so I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I would do it. The part that, like I talked to you about, though, would suck, which is that day you come off the plane and step back into Michigan and be like, damn, it's cold here. It'd be hard to leave Hawaii.
It was, we have this some security cameras hooked to the web and stuff, so I could kind of see what's going on at home. And every couple days I'd check, like, hey, is there snow at home? And nope, there's no snow. So it's been a very mild winter up here anyway. It's been fairly warm this year. I haven't had the snowblower out once. I'm knocking on wood as I say that. And
right.
Yeah, we had no snow while we were away. So I was totally shocked. I expected to get off the plane and have it be 10 degrees and 2 feet of snow, but it was actually like 45 or 47 and sunny when we got off the plane. So it kind of sucked, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Huh. Not bad at all.
Yeah. So it was good. We rented a house on Kauai for a week and then a place up in Oahu up on the North Shore the second week. And yeah, if you haven't been there, definitely go. We've been a few times now, and it's very, very beautiful and fun and relaxing place. So we took a bunch of family with us. We had 8 people this time, so it was quite a crew.
Wow. That sounds, that's what you want though, on some place like that where you're there for a couple weeks. I mean, family around, that makes it perfect.
Yeah, and it was over the holidays and stuff. So
yeah,
destination Christmas, Amy calls it. She's been wanting to do that for a bunch of years, and we just finally did it.
Probably depends on the family.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, if you got your kids, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
sure.
My kids are both in their 20s, so they're both grown. My son brought his fiance with him, and my parents came, which was cool. My mother-in-law came, so yeah, there's 8 of us. My parents they'd been to 49 states, so this was their 50th state, which was pretty cool. And nobody that came with us had ever been to Hawaii, so it was neat.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Now, were you on 2 different islands?
Yeah, Kauai on the first week and Oahu the second week.
And you accidentally booked your mother-in-law on the opposite island each week?
I tease her a lot, but she's a sweet lady. We had a very nice time with her, so it was good.
Yeah, I've got a good mother-in-law too, so yeah. But you got to tease them.
Yes, that's a thing.
Right.
So yeah, it was relaxing. The downside was it was literally wall to wall. I took, we get a very nice holiday break through my employer of like a week and a half. So I only had to take a couple vacation days to stretch it into 2 full weeks.
Better.
The kind of weird part about it was that, I worked the day that we flew out, or actually the day that we went to the airport. We flew out early the next morning. So I worked on Friday, came home, grabbed my stuff, loaded us all up, went and stayed at the airport the night before. and flew out the next day. And then when we came back and got in on Sunday afternoon, and I went to work on Monday. So it was like, man, I need a vacation from vacation.
Yeah. First world problems.
Yeah, very much so.
Crying for you, bro. Really crying for you.
I feel
Way
real
to take
bad
one for the team.
Yeah.
So it was very fun. Different kind of Christmas though, for sure. Right. We didn't really do presents or anything. We didn't have Christmas trees. So it's a little strange, but still cool. And everybody had a good time. They'd never seen it before. So it was pretty neat.
Heck yeah.
Shall we ask Tom how many knives he finished?
Yeah. How many 100 knives did you get done, Tom?
I don't know, man. Too many to count. No, I don't know. I did work a lot. For it was really good having my son Ben was back from college. Jake went to South Dakota and ended up getting engaged. So he didn't.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
crazy stuff. Yeah, he only ended up being here for like 4 days. I actually told him why bother, because he went from South Dakota to Chattanooga to Michigan, and then he was like, "Yeah, and we're going to come there for a couple days." I'm like, "Why bother?" But it was good to see him. We always do Christmas on the night before because my wife's a nurse and usually has to work. So I actually went to work too. So I worked all day Christmas. But because I knew we were taking off to go to Arches, and we did a quick trip out to Utah to do Arches. We were going to spend 2 days in the park, and it ended up snowing on the second day. And due to the government shutdown, they weren't able to clean the roads. The nice thing was Utah, for the day before, when it was nice, Utah actually is paying to keep that park open. So
awesome.
No, yeah. Otherwise, I booked the hotel and literally found out the next day that the government shutdown was happening, and I was like, "Son of a gun!" But yeah, that was fun. Back in the shop, just working now.
We had the same kind of concern when we were on Oahu because we wanted to go to Pearl Harbor. I wanted my parents to come and check that out. And the fear was, oh man, we're going to get down there and, it's a national monument. The place isn't going to be open. And thankfully they were. And so we were able to get in there and see it, but they told us they were not far from running out of money because there's a bunch of private subsidy stuff or private donation things that help support that whole scene. So.
Well, the governor of Utah actually is the one that kept Arches open and several other parks, I guess. And he's like, it's horrible for our tourism if the parks close down. It's like people get a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
And they're not happy with Utah and blah, blah, blah. And so I guess on the last government shutdown, they also kept them open, and the government still hasn't paid them for that. But they're like, doesn't matter. We still got to keep them open. So
yeah,
it was
big surprise.
Having
your government shut down is not a fun thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the big sense of things, it doesn't really affect us much. I feel sorry for the government employees. I've got a cousin that works on Border Patrol, but I think I'm not going to get political here, but would have made more sense to do this about a year ago. But anyways, good.
We got close to political. We got real close, but we stepped away. Good for us.
Yeah. I try to avoid that usually.
Good plan, Tom.
On my Facebook group and all that kind of stuff, I try to stay away from politics as much as I can. I sometimes don't, but I try.
I try not to even read it. It'll just make you mad.
I try to keep up with it. I do that, but yeah. And
no, I mean other people's opinions of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
well,
what else you got going on, guys?
Good stuff.
I don't think we're really going to do some kind of like necessarily best of thing here, right? But in general, if you guys had to sum up how your year was overall, how would you rate your 2018? Tom, what do you think? How was your 2018? That sounds pretty good from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I've been super blessed. I feel that I'm putting in some hard work, but at the end of the day, the we for sure been blessed, and our company's growing. We got our CNC up and running. We've got some other, grinders and different stuff, space up and running. I'm was able to purchase the building next door, and we started remodeling that and starting to retrofit that so that we can start moving over there. And
Right.
moving forward on getting the school going. We actually have the classroom almost empty. We've moved stuff next door. Right now we're renovating my office. It was a pit. And as soon as we're done with that, we're going to start on the classroom area. And I'm hoping to do maybe a class or two this year still. But overall, I think 2018 was positive. I've my customers made it awesome.
I think based on all that, I think your 2018 was monster.
Yeah, no,
right?
I couldn't disagree.
Expansion, new building, machine. You got a lot of stuff going on.
It's been busy, but it's good. My family's doing good. My boys are doing good. So that's even better. So, I mean, yeah.
Heck yeah.
2018 was good to me. I'll take it. Not like I have a choice.
Well, right. Yeah. It's kind of the past, how that all works, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Sean? How would you rate your 2018?
Man, it was pretty even keel. I cannot complain in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Certainly not the worst year of my life. I mean,
I met both of your boys this year, and I'll tell you right there, you're blessed.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, they're both all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
how about you, Birch?
I was just going to say, I didn't have any major advances other than I've already talked about. I mean, work was pretty even keel, and that's all a fella can ask for,
Well, now you're starting school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't want to harp on that. That's the only major thing I got going, but it's major enough, I reckon.
Any change is good when it'll bring some positive shit to your work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It'll be nice.
I felt like I'd kind of hit a wall with my current skill set. So that's just like, let's try to learn something. Let's try to get better. And this is an avenue that's easy to approach.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if anything, even if you don't learn a ton, you'll get a different, outlook on what you're doing, and maybe just kind of set you to the side of yourself a little bit and approach it just a little bit differently. And sometimes we need that shit.
Yeah.
Even if you choose not to do that yourself, now if you choose to outsource, more what you want and need. I think it's a really good thing. I'm huge props to you, man. That's big.
And we'll see, man. There ain't no diploma sitting in front of me yet.
You got that.
I'd love just to learn some of that stuff. Just the basics would be pretty awesome. I talked to a place here in Springfield. It's called like D3 or something. I guess it's a chain, an Autodesk sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They teach Fusion. And I'm still thinking about doing it, but it's, of course, first few classes are here in January when I'm the busiest. So I don't know. Still thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
But it's not, that much of a commitment. It's $400 for, the year. Take as many classes you want. I've got to learn some different CNC or CAD CAM program stuff.
Well, sometimes to Tom's point, right? Sometimes just stretching a little bit can make a difference, whether it's on the creative side or the technical functional side. Sometimes it's a little bit of both. So
shit,
I think it's all healthy.
Stretched out. Stretched way too far.
Flex Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's like I think the first couple times you had an idea and were able to turn it into something real on your machine, right? It's like, oh, okay. Right? I think it.
Oh yeah.
I think it helps open up some perspective. That's a big deal.
Oh, very much. I'm very frustrated with my current skill set on the as far as the CNC and CAD CAM stuff goes. There's lots of things I want to do but can't do, and it is frustrating.
Yeah, because it's such an awesome machine. You want to use all of it, right?
Yeah, and I'm not even I'm not even really tapping the surface of this thing, and it's crazy the stuff I want to do. But takes time.
Yep, you got it.
What about your year overall last year, Michael? It seems like it was a good year for you too.
I think it went well. I bet I scrapped more like custom blades than I have any other year.
Oh, I'm there with you, man.
What of it?
Same. I feel for you.
It was a weird, especially this summer. And hell, you heard half the time I'd give you a call. I'm like, messed up a couple blades a day. Like, commiserate with each other.
Then we'd both waller in our own misery and hang up.
Yeah.
How are you messing them up?
Grinds.
Oh, dude.
I'll mess the grinds up.
On my end, it could be any number of way to mess up a bevel grind. Sometimes I come up with new ones just off the cuff.
Yeah. The usually the biggest way I'll do it, the sweeping plunges, which once I got into that, I decided that's how I had to do my grinds and I can't go back. But it's this very, you can mess up the sweep of them very easily, or the curvature of how it goes. One will be a little sharper, one will be a little bit more of a wider radius to it, or bigger arc to it, and you'll be like, well, those don't match, and you end up kind of chasing the plunge back. That's what happens to me sometimes.
I can see that.
Part of it.
That's why I don't grind those plunges, man. I hate them.
Oh, they're a pain in the ass. Some people do them fast and quick. Jerry McGinnis. The rest of us, kind of have to fight them. And I do. But when they work, they look cool. When they don't, you end up pissed off. But other than that, I finally got the V4s kicked off. That project had been, I've been sitting on that for a while because I guess kind of scared to take it on, as a one-man shop, to be able to be like, okay, I'm setting this design down and saying, this is it. This is good. Now let's make a bunch of these things, and hope they don't suck. So finally got that. I still got like 30 or 40 to finish up, but I got it. And it took a lot longer than it probably should have, but I learned a lot of shit about what to do on the V5s, as far as machining and, practices on my end to make it quicker. But it was good overall. Learning shit every day.
Were awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's very stressful. It's a lot to do,
Well,
and to worry,
I think part of it is, and a lot of guys don't realize this, but it's a lot of money we have tied up in a run like that. Like when you're doing that, it's so much money tied up, and then you're stressed out because you got money tied up. And if it doesn't work, what do you do? And yeah.
Oh yeah. When you send, I do batches of them, and change a few of them up. And that made it fun because I'd get to jack around with finishing and, kind of do more different anodizing and things like that. And I messed around with the blast media and shit. It was a good chance to kind of jack with that stuff. But, each time you send something out, you'd be like, okay, these are 20 knives. These are 20 people's whose opinion I sat there and worry about. Am I going to get man, this sucks, It's
I'm guessing you didn't get any of that.
I mean, no one said it sucked.
To your face.
Yeah. They look great.
I haven't checked YouTube. I'm sure there's one out there of someone saying it sucks or something like that. But, so far I think it's been positive,
I think that's a huge milestone.
Well, and one of the things I really liked was that all of them weren't the same. That's what made it beautiful to me is I think it made it good for you, but it also made it good for your customers because there was 10 like this or 20 like this or whatever. And that was it. So
it made it manageable. It
mixed it up.
Too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think that would, at least for me, that would keep me sane doing that many, but from a customer, it's also cool too,
Yeah, no, it's fun to do it that way. There's definitely changes I'll make for the V5, but I think I'm going to put my big boy pants on and make a flipper on that one. I've got it drawn up and see how it goes. It's putting a lot on a machine and one design, but I think it'll be fun.
When are you thinking about doing it?
The thing is, I also want to hit customs hard this year. I've got the design drawn up. I need to make some prototypes. I got to finish these V4s, but I also wanted to do some fixed blades, so it's,
yeah, baby.
it'll probably be summer, I bet, before it comes around to starting on it. I mean, really digging into it.
Right.
So it'll be summer before we damn know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah. You should bring V5 protos to Blade Show.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to say like TKA. I'm like, you smoking crack, buddy. I'll bring a picture of what it looks like.
Yeah, there you go.
Renderings are as good as the real thing in this day and age.
So
I don't know.
here.
My blue and green lines on my crappy old CAD cam. I don't know if that would cut it. The hell is that?
Yeah, make sure you take your Fusion class before you do that. Don't show people the Mastercam version.
Yeah.
No, then you just chat them that they lack vision and to tell them to get out of your sight.
Yeah.
What is this 80s shit?
Like, that's a 0.5 pencil, dude.
Right.
That's what I still use.
Yeah, me
absolutely.
Me too.
I still have to do that. I can't design an empty space like that. I have to pencil it in, then I have to make a copy of it, scan it in, and then do it that way. I can't just do it in space.
I can't either.
It's weird.
There's something about, I don't know, maybe it's just a condition thing, but I feel like I've got to have a pencil if I'm going to design.
I don't like the idea. Well, I think if you sometimes start and just draw in the empty space of, that sort of, you end up using a lot of the curves that you're going to, perfect curves, which don't work well in a lot of designs. They look generic. When you see a perfect curve, you need compound curves. And to me, that's what I like.
They look like they were designed on CAD.
On a computer, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
What about you, Mark? How was the ray gun division?
It was pretty good. I didn't do as much stuff as I wanted to. In 2018, I did get that cool artwork done, which was kind of awesome. So I actually still need to do something with that. So I didn't get as much done on that stuff in 2018 as I'd have wished to do. But
is that the artwork that Lydia did?
The stuff that Lydia did, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I got to do some t-shirts and stuff with that, maybe some stickers and other stuff. So
no shit, get some t-shirts done.
Yeah, I got to do that.
For me,
any minute now, right between day job, podcast, Hawaii, etc.
Yeah, there's never enough hours, man. Never.
Unfortunately, there's not.
The good thing is this podcast pays like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, that's the real problem. I can't stop raking in the dough from Mark of the Maker long enough to actually get t-shirts out for my own thing. But
you doing the Scrooge McDuck thing yet and diving into that podcast money?
Yeah, but mine's nice and pillowy because it's all paper money.
Oh, paper money. Mine's in Cougar Rands. I hurt my neck bad last week. Bad.
Yeah, just to be completely clear for the kids listening at home,
what?
Nobody told.
I'm getting screwed here, man.
Yeah, Mark of the Maker is a net negative. Let's just make that very clear.
No, you need to talk to accounting, man. Something must not have gone through on your end.
Right. Are they the door next to the legal department?
Well, it's the accounting group of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was good. I appreciate everybody's support on the whole ray gun thing. That's been really fun to do. And yeah, we got to do this t-shirts and stickers and stuff. So more to come.
Hell yeah.
What about trends, good, bad, or otherwise in the past year, 2018? What do you guys, it seems like if anything, the social media thing is stronger than ever as far as Facebook, Instagram, and how that stuff seems to be helping form the modern version or current day version of the knife world.
I would agree.
Oh yeah, totally.
Social media. I would like to somehow stay visible on social media, but also not be on it sometimes. And that is
I would
real
love
hard
to
one
hire
do.
someone to do social media.
I like the idea of connecting with customers. I don't like the idea of just the wild craziness that it's become, of just negative bullshit that just kind of keeps coming and coming, and you're just like, damn, people.
I don't know. I try not to get caught up on the negative, but just taking pictures
I try not
all the
to.
time.
I don't want to be caught up in negative, but damn, there's a lot of it out there. It seems like, and the problem with some of the shit is, it's like there's a lot of blanket statements by people that I don't really think know how shit works. Like you'll see people say stuff like, "I'll never enter lottery," because if I can't buy the knife right now, I don't want it, and shit like that. And you're like, do you understand? There's a reason why lotteries were started. They weren't for any nefarious reason of wanting to work the system or mess up, fuck with customers. It was done out of necessity. We'd personally love these knives to be in the hands of people that really want them. But unfortunately, it's not that easy, and it's just crazy. It just seems like people don't quite understand why some of the practices are done that way.
I guess I don't even see that as a negative. If you kick yourself out, I mean, I hate it for you, but if you don't pay attention and can't figure this out, and you're not around in our groups or in the industry long enough to realize how it works, and you just get pissed off and rant and quit, okay.
But those are the people that you see. I mean, the negative voices out there are the ones that are bitching the most. So I think it's just what I see sometimes. I'm just like, damn. And maybe I just need to stop kind of cruising around Instagram and some of the weird groups on Facebook, because I just want to be like, God, there's a fucking reason some of these practices are done. They're not for bad reasons. They're out of necessity, And most makers, they just want to make knives, pay bills and make more knives. That's it. Try to get the knives out fairly.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. One of the the lottos are a necessity, and so are the closed books. And I get it. It sucks that my folder books are closed, but until I get caught up, I don't feel right adding people to the books. And no, when I tell people
it's not right to add people to it.
Well, invariably, when I tell someone that, they're like, "No, really, what's it take to get on?" Or wink, wink, hook me up. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I also don't have a list to get on the list. I mean, that seems to be invariably what they ask. And it's like, if I'm not going to put you on the list, I'm not going to have a sub list. That's not how it works. Yeah. I'm sorry.
To the end of it, I can wait. No, that doesn't work that way. There is no list at the end of the list. That's still the list.
Yeah, that'd be a list.
I get it. It sucks. I do. I sometimes have to look at it on the other side and be like, yeah, that's got to suck to not have to be able to do it, and to not. I know the chances are low with lotteries and shit. I get that. It does have to suck, but it just seems like more and more people don't understand the reasoning behind it.
Well, and hopefully this year I'll be able to work on my books and maybe start opening up a few slots, but until then, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I want to hit mine pretty hard because it's a burden, and I don't want people waiting on me. Yeah, it's held by a horsehair over my head, and I just feel it. So anyway, I kind of got off on social media there.
Yeah,
I think it's easy to let the shit eat at you.
So. Especially, I've talked about my winters of discontent. When they hit me right there, and then I let that shit get to me. It makes for a fun winter.
Yeah,
don't let it get you down, man. That's the thing that I've really started doing is just, I run my own race, and I've got that written on the wall. Run your own race, and that's really, I mean, that's the best thing we can do,
Oh yeah, but it's hard not to listen to a lot of the shit out there. But I think I just need to pay less attention to it, because the truth of the matter is, a lot of people that do understand aren't the ones saying anything.
Right.
It's just, there's a lot of new people, and it's hard for people to understand, I think. And we have to, I think, remember that there's a lot of fucking new people. They don't know.
And that's one of the things that I really want to work on this year is to upgrade my website. I really want to make it where it has more information, especially for new people, where you can see my models. It's where I can explain why we do the lottos, why we do a waiting list, or this kind of stuff. Why we don't have our books open. And I'm going to really try to. That's one of my goals this year is to make it where it's much more informative for my customers.
Well, that was also part of the reason for this podcast too, was to help try to get information out there.
It's hard for a lot of people to listen for 2 hours, apparently, though.
It's harder. I'll just say, speaking from experience, I'm not sure the website thing helps because
they don't read it.
I mean, Michael can confirm, but I get lots of questions that are already answered on the website, that on mine and his, right? It's all out there.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a lack of information. So
yeah, let me live my dream.
Run your own race.
Run your own race, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was the question? What trends did we see?
Yeah.
Slip joints.
Slip joints going strong.
Hell yeah. Also, quality knives from China that seems like everywhere you turn, somebody else is doing something with China. And they're absolutely kicking ass. I mean,
they are.
It's kind of scary sometimes.
But I can't have a hard time. I mean, we talked about this a bit before we started the show. It's hard to keep track of who's doing what, where, and when, and how, and companies and distributors and dealers/companies and
designers and new makers.
Tons of designers, because it's the design programs have gotten a lot more user friendly, with the Fusion and stuff like that. So boom, you send a design and you were making knives, or sort of.
I feel
designer.
I feel like if you use the car industry as an analogy. I feel like we're in the 80s for, when in the 60s and 70s, when Japan sent their cars over here, it was like a joke. And then in the 80s, they just started kicking everybody's ass. And I feel like the Chinese in the knife industry, 10 years ago, nobody wanted a Chinese knife. And now you're getting $500-$600 Chinese knives and they're selling. And it's just like, wow.
Are we going to reference Gung Ho for the second time on this podcast?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Same, and they're using the quality materials, and sometimes even making their own versions of the high end materials. It is crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The world has exploded in the knife industry, which it makes it scary.
I do like what you mentioned, Birch. Slip joints. I freaking love that they're kind of getting a resurgence.
Oh, they've gone full crazy this year.
Yeah.
And then we fall into the weird mix of guys that are wanting ownership of slip joint patterns, and some guys it's getting into kind of murky territory on that design aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's I think it's really, like you said, it's an interesting time because we went through such a period where demand was so much higher than supply in the kind of the scene or the knife world or custom knife world even. And it seems like now, like you said, Michael, there's so many new makers, new production companies, new brands, sometimes of the same production companies, right? That it's hard to keep track of, but there seems to be endless market for it, right? I mean, seemingly endless is probably a better way to say it.
So far,
there's a limit somewhere. But yeah, I mean, that all kind of fits together, but maybe it's coming toward a little bit more of an equilibrium. So, and I think you can see that in some of the custom knife resale prices that have been, over time, starting to settle out big time.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's not because of the holidays. I know every time they slip, it's like, well, there's this show coming around, or the holidays, or someone's birthday. No, it's just settling. Our kind of, era, of knife making. Sean and Tom and I and whatever. It came to a point of no orders. The books were everyone's books were closed. There was a vacuum, and nature hoarded the shit out of that vacuum. It got filled. So it backlashed, any knife that was made, got bought up because everyone wanted just to be able to buy something, so it got kind of crazy, but it's definitely settling down. But it's interesting to watch. Yeah. No, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's just part of it. And hell, it makes us be better makers all around. If there's more stuff out there, we got to be better.
Yeah. No, I love it.
The other one that I'd throw out there, not nearly as explosive as we saw with slip joint growth. Obviously, slip joints didn't take off just this year, but this year it seemed like they really went extra crazy. They've been kind of building for a while, but it seems like the fixed blade market really has kind of gotten some legs this year.
That's been fun to see.
Yeah.
I love it. It's good for me. I've been doing fixed blades for a long time, so.
Right.
I don't know if I want to give credit this way, but maybe I might. Do you think maybe some of it's because of the forged and fire stuff? Do you think that's brought some aspect of the idea of carrying a fixed blade or making fixed blades has pumped that up a little bit, or what do you think caused it?
And I think you got a couple different factors coming into play, and I think you're valid with the forged and fire thing. That's reaching a lot of people. You're going to see that. I think an influx of new makers means more fixed blades, because new makers tend to make fixed blades first. So more new makers, more fixed blades out there to be bought. And then once again, you got to where you were talking about, well, people want to buy something. A lot of the time, a fixed blade is much more available, much more affordable than a folder. So you have that also. Like I said, I think it's a few things working in collaboration there on that.
Well, and I think it's also, there's new ways to carry fixed blades now. It's not put it on your belt like Dad did, 20 years ago or whatever. We're selling lots of pocket sheaths. We're selling, inside the waistband. It's kind of crazy. We're the Mummert clips and the Ulti clips, both really good options, and they allow you to basically change the entire way you would carry a fixed blade. So I agree. I wonder
if a part of it's also.
Go ahead.
Well, I wonder if also there's a little bit of people wanting to be different, because it kind of goes back to the idea of likes and getting attention for your EDC dump or whatever, So here's flippers. Okay, let me try something different. See if this is raising any hairs, and it kind of took off that way too.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, everyone's trying to be, but man, it's been nice because I've made a couple and I got to sell them for the price that I wanted for, which is, probably, they take me a long time to do a big old fat Hamoned blade and shit. Takes me forever. Yeah. So, I have to charge for it, but I had good response for it, which was great.
Hell yeah. The resurgence in bushcraft, I think, is probably, that's huge right now. And, if you're going to do bushcraft, you really are probably going to have a fixed blade or two. Seems to be the go-to there. The EDC market growing. It's like, I don't know. I think it's a combination of all of it. I love it.
Yeah. I tend to agree. I think all those things are factors from my perspective. I think, the two of the points that Sean raised are probably, to me, the strongest, which is one, lots and lots and lots of new makers kind of paying their dues, learn how to make good fixed blades. So there's a very strong supply because of the number of new makers and guys that are happy to just operate in that world. Right. And that's awesome. And then, people that are hungry to buy and interested, and fixed blades are available. You can't get a folder from lots of people. Right. So, but there's some very, very cool fixed blades out there. And for someone that wants to start a collection of customs, you can get a custom fixed blade pretty cheap compared to a lot of folders, certainly compared to secondary prices on lots of folders. So it's kind of a perfect storm.
That's one of the things that I think the social media does great. It's like the crossing of genres, the crossing of different people enjoying different things, but then finding one common thing together. There's a huge bunch of IG guys that are outdoorsmen, and then they find the knife community, and then knife community finds watch people find it's crazy and kind of awesome how you see all these different types of people kind of enjoying something similar.
Yep.
100%. When I'm on Instagram, that's what I'm usually doing, is just in the little feed where it shows me what they think I might like.
Yeah. It's just kind of crazy how, and I think that all feeds into all this stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of bushcraft, there's a lot of outdoor stuff, there's a lot of, and they all want their fixed blades. And I'm happy to make some here and then.
And I'm hoping to see a turnaround back to defensive fixed blades. That's my thing, man. I like defensive knives. I want to see people start carrying knives for fucking people up.
Just make them, dude. You'll sell them.
It has to. It got to the point of kind of ridicule of, or like, oh, mall ninja. Like that's a derogatory term of someone who carries anything that's defensive. Well, really, who gives a shit? You carry a gun, concealed carry gun and stuff, but you're not a mall ninja. It's just, it'll come back around, I'd love to see shit. I'd love to see some fantasy pieces out there here and then, just someone being like, fuck it, look what I made just because I could.
Hell yeah.
I love the tactical stuff too, Sean. And I'm still making some.
That's what we cut our teeth
putting it out there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to see some dude.
And I'm sorry, if you're up close with someone, a knife is a very valid self-defense weapon. It don't ever run out of bullets.
Man, if you've got the will to use it the way a knife can be used, it is vicious.
Yeah.
You just got to ask yourself, do you got it in you to do that to another person?
I think the optics of it got really beat to death, and I think that's what hurt it.
Yeah.
Right.
Too many
pictures.
Yeah. Too many pictures of people looking over their, arm with a knife in their hand.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I know the picture of which you speak.
Those are always cool though, man.
Oh no, they're not. The idea is still solid. They're cool to see. I like seeing neck knives here and there. I would never wear one around my neck or any shit like that, but I still love seeing them, and I still love checking out the ones I have now. I'll get them out, look at it, I'll be like, oh, cute little knife. They're cool.
Did you guys see the Swiss Army knives I modified today?
I saw that serrated one.
Yeah,
that turned out pretty gnarly.
Yeah, those little Swiss Army knives are cool, and man, I'll send it to the group. It's in my group, but yeah,
I didn't see that. I'll have to check it out.
Here, I'll send it right now.
Actually, I got a 6-inch Bronx chef knife for Christmas.
Dude, they're great, right?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're the business.
Man, it's just a great kitchen tool. I have used the hell out of it since I got it.
Shit, anybody else get any knife stuff for Christmas?
I got Rachel a Kershaw Scallion.
I got myself something.
Ooh, solid choice right there.
And then I got Kane a Spyderco Bird.
Nice.
Which one?
Man, let's see. It's a small one. It has a sub 3-inch blade easy.
Delica size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sub 3-inch blade easy. Real nice little knife for the price. He just needed something that he could carry on him that he felt was more legal length and didn't make him paranoid to carry it.
Right.
I hunted down and found a Terry Primos knife. I've wanted a few of his knives for a while, and it's just a cool little knife. There's a name you don't really hear anymore because
I probably ain't heard that in 10 years.
He put up the greatest work in progress and how-to stuff, and his knives were damn good, and he just quit. Decided he couldn't make it.
It happens.
Hell of a knife maker. Really good.
Yeah, those were top tier knives back in the day.
Dude, they're really cool.
And so he cashed out?
Yeah, he went to mowing yards.
Dude, that kind of sucks, but that is kind of a career advancement in most cases.
Yeah.
Well, he just said, he couldn't make enough money doing it, and he was going broke. And basically, I think he got fired from his job like a few months before he could retire and get like his full pension. So like they knew he was going to get that and they didn't want it and they just killed his job or something. I don't know.
Railroaded him somehow.
Basically a corporate screw job. And so since he didn't have his retirement, he couldn't make a living. So he cashed in his chips and went to mowing yards, I think, which is a shame because his work was really good.
It's a damn shame. And I think people sometimes forget that it is tough to make a living making knives. It's no joke.
It's really hard.
Not everybody's.
It's one of those things. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just going to say, not everybody's wired to be their own boss.
Yeah. Well,
right.
And sometimes it goes back to the negativity you hear. When someone makes a move that they're like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" Or, some of the makers, they'll do the overseas stuff. It's helps pay bills because sometimes you break shit. Sometimes shit breaks on you, and
sometimes you break.
Yeah.
So,
but
it's a tough life sometimes, and we want to pay bills too.
And the thing is, there's a lot of stupid crap that you got to pay for behind the scenes. I had to pay property tax today, and it was $1,800. It's all those little things that add up.
Oh yeah, it can be, but it's the greatest and sometimes the worst job in the world.
I wouldn't want to do anything else. I love it, but I get why people throw in the towel. And we've all had those moments. I'm past those moments now, but 10 years ago, I was like, man, is this worth the effort and the time? But at this point, the early years can be hard because you don't have the tools and you're working your ass off to try to get them, and you see other people that have them and you don't. I think that's why we all give back. We're all willing to help people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I think knife making is one of those things that if you have a day job and you can do knives on the side, you can make really good money. I've got a couple friends that do that, and it's like they make more money making knives in their day job, but they don't have to worry about anything because they have a day job.
Yeah. I think that sometimes feeds the other because it helps not having that stress sometimes. And it also helps that you don't have to, something breaks, you don't have to worry that much, or, you don't just, I don't know. Sometimes you're just like, shit, surge grinder's down. Yeah. Or your insurance or, all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm not bitching. It's a great job.
It is what it is. But I love it.
It is a hard job.
Anything else.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. You don't, if I got paid by the hour, geez, it wouldn't be good. But working for yourself, I don't mind working, 14 hours a day. I don't like watching TV really anyway. So what am I going to do? Yeah. I get up and go to work before my wife gets out of bed, so she don't even really mind. She probably likes it better because I'm not snoring. But
yeah, I don't know. My wife likes me though, so she likes to see me.
Dude, my wife likes me too. I'm just saying at nighttime. Wow, that's rough.
Yeah.
I think she likes me.
Allegedly.
Now I'm questioning everything. Damn it. Birch.
Great. Thanks, right. Birch.
Don't you got to go to work, Tom?
Oh. It's 3:30 in the morning.
All right.
Shouldn't you be leaving?
Okay, so cool stuff in 2018. What are some of the highlights? What stuff you saw or things you saw happen, or could be some super useful tool or thing that you added to your repertoire in your shop or whatever?
I've got 3 things that I think are cool this year. One is this podcast. Last year was the first season of the podcast, and I freaking this is like therapy for me, anyways.
Me too.
Getting to talk about knives and hang out with you guys, even if it's just online for a couple hours every other week or so. It's really been good for me.
I'll go so far as to say I think it's been good for all of us. right?
Yeah.
And maybe for various reasons, right? Some of it's get some stuff off your chest. Sometimes it's get you talking when you're maybe not talking a lot to people during the day.
Yeah.
Me, right? For certain people on the team. And I know for me, I think, and I know you guys have experienced this too. You know, I was at a spot with collecting in knives where it certainly didn't have the same luster that it once did. And so one of the things that I've really enjoyed about doing this is it's renewed my excitement about knives and interest in knives and some other stuff. So that's been very positive.
Yep.
You found a love for big bears.
Yeah.
Found a love for different types of knives, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exciting. The second one is my CNC. That's been a game changer for me. I mean, it really has. I feel it was time, you know, and we're still learning and we're gonna move forward. You've heard me talk about it. And the third thing that I really liked and was a game changer for me, at least a little bit this year, was the Kentucky Custom Knife Show. I love that show. It was so laid back, and you know, it was more downtime where we could spend it with other makers and customers. I really feel that was a show done right, and it's a very intimate show. If you can go, I recommend it.
And I'm glad you had a good time at it. It's one that I enjoy.
It was nice and laid back, and you know, I really enjoyed it. So I'm planning on returning next year.
Cool.
It's definitely a different kind of experience for sure.
Oh yeah, great. I loved it.
What about you, Sean? What about a couple of highlights or best things from 2018?
Let's see. Man, there seems to be some new handle material coming out, and I enjoy that. You know how I am about the handle material. Yeah. And seeing some new offerings like that jazzes me up. I've been doing business with a fellow in Lithuania, fatcarbon.com, and he's got some really cool carbon fiber. There's this one piece that I just can't wait to use. It looks almost like a raindrop pattern.
Cool.
With copper in it, or
no? This is the Uniblack. It's just carbon on carbon. It doesn't have the copper.
I got some from
what was the website
Russia.
Again?
Fatcarbon.com, or it might be fatcarbonmaterials.com. One of the two.
It's not fatcarbon.com.
All right, then Fat Carbon Materials.
Yeah, I think his is. But I got some stuff from Russia. I don't know who the guy was or what, but it's got some copper mixed in.
Yeah, that would be it.
And I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to.
Have you used any of this, Sean?
Not yet. I've just had the piece a couple weeks, and I've also got a piece of the like the Blackwood, the side cut carbon fiber from him that looks very nice, very nice.
Dude, this stuff looks sick.
Man, it's neat looking stuff.
Let me know how that side cut. Let me know how that works out for you.
Have you seen Unique Micarta on Instagram?
Yes, I have.
Have you tried any of his stuff?
Dude, everything I've had, or everything they've had that I was interested in, was sold out before I got there, or I already would have.
Contact him behind the scenes. Greg's a super cool dude. Dude, I've sent them over
blowing up his spot.
What?
Blowing up his spot, and everyone's going to be contacting behind the scenes.
It's already blown up, dude. But he's a good dude, and he's making a lot of stuff. Unique Micarta. He's got a press, so there's minimal voids, which I really like. He's doing some cool colors. But yeah, the nice thing is it's minimal voids. He's doing some edge cut stuff.
Yeah,
I
just want some of that side. I want the side cut stuff, but the stuff I've used has crumbled on me once I contoured it thin.
No, this stuff is really good. I've used quite a bit of it. It's as good as Micarta that you're getting from Sheffield or Macecraft. It's that quality. I've even used some of the orange stuff, the tangerine, and I've buffed it on the wheel like I do regular Micarta, and it didn't discolor at all.
Nice.
Cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
So,
and now you're talking about primarily the carbon fiber, right, Michael? As far as it disintegrating when you grind down thin.
Yeah, that cross cut stuff, or what would you call it? The bias cut.
Yeah. What about
Cut
putting a
sheets.
liner on something like that?
I'm trying to go as thin as possible, so I'm trying not to add. I would cut into the liner unless it was super thin.
Like I've got 15,000
crumbled
G10 liners.
Yeah, that might work. I don't know. It went to shit on me.
I think maybe that all fits together, right, Sean, with the idea that with growth in the market, meaning a bunch of new makers and a need for more and different material, maybe that's helped support the whole idea of more knife making specific stuff.
I don't think there's any maybe to that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
man, the knife supply business is booming right now.
Mhm.
yeah, I've never seen so many options. Remember when it was like 3 folks you could go to do business with if you wanted to do business?
Yeah.
What was it? Sheffield, Jantz, and
Koval.
How the hell do I
and there
forget
was like
Koval?
And there was like Texas Knife Maker Supply, and they were kind of sketchy because they had like not as good a catalog. But
Yeah. Oh, man. The old hard copy catalogs. Do
Dude,
hard copy catalogs like that even exist from the supply houses anymore?
Yeah, Jantz has one. But dude, I'm a weirdo, I know, but I've got a file cabinet, and I've probably got Sheffield catalogs for the last 25 years.
Oh, hell yeah.
I still got hard copy catalogs.
What?
I still got hard copies.
I love them, man.
Me too.
Just because I finally had to start changing out the MSC catalogs because those are like 5 inches thick.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually told them I don't need the blue book. I mean, I'm not an environmentalist, but I feel bad about the trees that died for that son of a bitch. And I'm just going to look at it on the toilet, you know?
The Lorax is real pissed at MSC.
Yeah. You got one, you're good.
Yeah. Well, for you guys who don't know what the MSC Blue Book looks like, it is a large catalog, probably 8 to 10 inches thick.
Yeah.
It's seriously thick.
I mean, it's the damnedest catalog I ever seen.
Like
any sort of industrial supply, it's in there.
Yep.
Well, and as a new maker, I can remember looking through there and thinking, I wonder what this does, or
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, that's the damnedest looking thing
Yeah.
ever. I wonder what the hell it's for.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff, man.
What about you, Birch? What about 2018 best thing, highlight kind of stuff?
I don't know if there's anything that really crazy happened. I mean, I bought some new tools, but I always buy new tools. I don't know. Nothing real crazy. It's just been pretty even keel. New KMG was pretty cool. I like seeing that come out.
How do you like it?
Rob, I haven't used it. I haven't done I'm keeping that set up for just grinding blades, and I haven't got to the blade grinding part yet of the TKI stuff. I've done a couple, but it seems nice. It's just nice seeing him kind of come out with something new and different. Direct drive is I'll tell you what's
huge.
Yeah.
But what's crazy about it is he sent it, and that was like one of the first grinders I ever got. Like my first big boy grinder, besides like my $250 Grizzly that I got, down the street because Grizzly's there in Springfield, was the KMG, and it's been with me for a long time. But man, I was ready to step up to something different, and just kind of excited about him making something new. But he sent it set up for 110 with the 110 plug with the 2 horsepower motor. And I was like, did you mean to set this up 110? He's like, yeah, give it a shot. And sure as shit, it does pretty good on 110.
Huh.
Really? Huh.
I even put that that Moen carbide rotary platen thing that would kill my 220 setup KMG because it's pushing that belt. It's pushing basically the belt around the conveyor belt around the wheels.
Right.
With the belt. So it takes a lot of torque to get that thing going. And it ran that thing just fine.
Yeah, direct drive.
And I was like, huh.
Where it's at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I didn't expect that much difference. I mean, to be able to plug in just a 110 and do what you want with it is pretty damn cool.
Nice.
So, yeah. Just a fun little toy.
What about looking ahead at the coming year? What are you looking forward to, Birch, for 2019?
I want to expand as far as my abilities and what I'm doing with getting knives out there. One thing that I really enjoyed about the V4 thing was the fact that, when you do a custom lottery, I love doing the customs and stuff. What I don't like is when you do like a lottery for a custom, you make one person happy and 400 pissed off people.
Right.
And maybe not pissed off, but the fact that you could get more pieces out there and make more people happy was pretty damn cool. I enjoyed that. It was nice. So I'd really like to kick off and be able to work on the V5 a lot faster than I did this last one, and kind of keep that machine going and seeing what it can do.
Yep.
And kind of buckle down on some of this shit.
Yeah.
Love it.
So but I also wanted, like I said, knock down that custom order book, and I've got some plans for it. I'm going to try to offer some different ways of doing stuff. Say like, okay, here I'm going to make 5 of this version. If you're on the order books and this is something you're after, let me know, and we'll do the materials. That sort of thing.
Right.
Try to be a little more efficient on how I knock out the order books. So we'll see.
Yeah. What about you, Tom? What are you looking forward to this coming year?
Basically, we're still working on getting our workspaces organized. I'm looking forward to getting my folder space finished where I can feel like I have a workflow. We're wanting to figure out some better ways to fit locks. We're working on a fixture right now that hopefully will make that a lot easier for us. Looking forward to designing some new stuff. I feel like I've made a lot of the same stuff for the last, 10 years. And we'll still make what we're making, but I'm wanting to try some new stuff, new designs, folders, and also fixed blades. Like what Sean was saying, I'm really wanting to bring in some tactical stuff. And I don't know if you're familiar with K9 knives, but that's kind of my small run production stuff, and we'll want to bring that back. We're going to do quite a bit of it in house, but the main thing on the K9 is that they're machine ground. They're still finished by us, and there's a lot of work that goes into them. But that's one of the things we're wanting to bring back is the K9 line.
Very cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this year. Last year was awesome. I think this year's going to be even better. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
Kick ass.
Very cool. What about you, Sean?
Oh, man, I'm just trying to keep an even keel. You know me. I'm a creature of routine.
Right. Kicking ass on the school thing.
Try to.
Yeah.
Try to. I've got classes 2 days a week, and then I have an online course I got to do also. And 2 days of class are labs, so I'll be working. I'm used to that.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've got 10 projects I've got to finish up before the semester's over.
Wow.
That'd be pretty cool. Kind of kick you in the ass to make sure you get some shit done. Is there any way to sneak in some of your own kind of work into some of those projects, or are they set pieces?
I am not the kind of fella. Oh, no, these are set. But I am not the kind of fella who would try to use the school's equipment for my own nefarious purposes.
Huh? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And to even imply that I had already thought of something like that and may have a plan in place.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, man, it was pretty neat. When I was sitting with the department head and talking, we were talking about what I wanted to accomplish from the course. And said, I just want to be a better knife maker. Let me show you what I eventually would like to accomplish. And I showed him a Michael Walker zipper.
Wow.
And he was just blown away. He's like, so on that blade, that's a press fit and all this? And I was like, yeah. He's like, that's fucking amazing. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they have,
He is.
do they have EDM machines there?
They got both kinds, buddy. They got a wire and a plug.
God
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Man, that'd be fun to play with for inlays and shit.
When I was there signing up for classes, they got in a brand new 4-axis sauce
Very cool.
Damn.
sitting there on the pallet with the plastics around it.
I want a fourth axis.
Man.
Bad.
So much power and just there's so much you can do on that stuff. It's just crazy. I don't know. Stuff gets me excited. I like that stuff.
Me
Oh,
too. Me too. Man, I'm just looking forward to working with machines I ain't worked with and learning some new stuff. And
It's possibilities. It's that idea of not knowing and being like, there's possibilities in this son of a bitch, and I just got to unlock them.
And-
which is it's fun.
Yeah.
And, part of it's novelty of experience. There is certainly that to the
Mhm.
whole thing.
I'm excited for you, man.
Me too. And
So when you come visit, tell me how to stop messing up my shit.
dude, I'll tell you what, if I can figure it out, I will share it post haste.
I mean, I'll throw you some semester. I'll pay for your books.
My books.
There you go.
Yeah.
Toss you a little lunch money.
A little bit of
What do you
change
guys-
to jingle in my pocket, huh?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think is going to happen trend wise? I think the whole slip joint thing's got a bit more steam behind it yet.
Oh, yeah, it has not hit equilibrium yet at all. I think you're going to see more modern renditions of traditional patterns and new takes on traditional patterns and wholly and entirely new patterns, probably.
And I think we're going to see on the other side a lot more traditional fixed blade knives being made.
Right.
I think we're already starting
Yeah,
to see
good
quite
point.
Well,
a bit of those.
I'm in the process of making the first hidden tang that I've made in probably 4 or 5 years. And I made one then. And when I started, that's what I made a lot of because I love the hidden tang knives for hunting and self-defense. It just makes sense to me. They're lighter, use different materials. And I posted up a picture of the work, like a work in progress, and people got excited. I was like, yeah, that's what I want because they're fun. I mean, it's a different skill set, soldering guards and, shaping stag rounds, all that stuff. And that's kind of where I cut my teeth was on the Morse stuff. So,
And it's just different. I think people probably enjoyed seeing something new and different
yeah.
from you and from anybody, really. It's just kind of like, holy shit, it's fun to get, oh shit, how do you say it? Sort of reinvigorated with this stuff because this is the shit we all grew up loving, and the fact
Right.
that everyone's kind of getting excited about all this stuff again, it's pretty awesome. I love seeing it.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I love stag. I mean, it's just, if I could make knives with nothing but stag, I'd be happy. But I mean, that doesn't happen. And what sucks is India pretty much killed the stag industry. When they started the embargo and now there's nobody that can do it and blah, blah, blah. But the cool thing is round tapers and rounds are still available. The scales are what's gone, which sucks, but there's actually, people in the States growing like axis deer and stuff like this. And, you can get really nice quality rounds and tapers. The bad thing is the pet industry is eating that stuff up. Literally. They're buying that by the truckload, the semi-trailer load, for dog chews and stuff, which makes me sick. But
Really?
yeah, I was talking with Culpepper, and that's one of the things that's making it even hard to get the rounds now is, the pet industry is buying it up.
Well, wasn't part of the color and the allure of some of the India sandbar was also the chemical
Yes,
used on it for
potassium
shipping?
permanganate.
Potassium permanganate. That's what
Yeah.
I was trying to
And
think what the hell that was.
So they had to put it in that like to come through customs, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like a purple dye and it soaks in and gives it that. But you can still, I mean, Culpepper is dyeing stag and they will do custom dyes for you. So if you source, 15, 20 pieces and want them dyed, you can send them in and they'll dye them. But
Yeah, I had him actually dye some for me. This was quite a bit ago because I haven't got to use stag in a while.
yeah, I
I'll
experimented.
creep up and use some stag on somebody.
I experimented when I worked for A.G. Russell. We dyed our own I used a crock pot and what was it? Furniture polish oil and shoe dye. And I was able to make a color that I liked by blending the brown and the mahogany and the black until I got what I wanted. And I dyed, I don't know, a couple hundred stag tapers that way. I will tell you, if you forget and leave them over the weekend, they kind of ruin because they turn rubbery. But it worked great. I made 160 knives for AG that was stag that we dyed.
I'm sure when Tom left that in and it turned rubber, he said, "Sorry."
I didn't say anything. I just threw it away.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Don't tell Goldie. It wasn't very much, but yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I think there's a lot of headroom in the fixed blade side of things. So I look forward to seeing what happens with that over the year.
What about you, Mark? What do you think we're going to see?
I don't know. I have a feeling. I agree with the comments about slip joints. I think, like I said, I think the fixed blade thing is going to continue to grow. I think there's a appetite for it, and I'll be curious to see what happens on the whole pocket tool gadget side of things. That's been running strong for a long time. It seemed like it's starting to slow down a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to slow a little bit more. But that kind of depends on how many, what the flow of new people from the buyer side continues to look like. Because I think there's a lot of people that came to the whole scene and we're satisfied with even just dealing with the whole gadget side of it, right? Without even getting into knives necessarily. Yeah. And I don't know. The stuff's been, the overall scope of the buyer's market has been growing so hard for a while now that I gotta wonder how much more headroom there really is there. But we'll see.
Well, I think it hits a point where if something becomes too popular, then it becomes a point of making fun of it. It's like if something's too popular, then people have to kind of ridicule it a little bit, and not for any real reason, just sort of a look at what people are excited about, even though it shouldn't matter, like beads or handkerchiefs or whatever the hell it is. I mean, you know what I mean? It kind of becomes oh man, what a grown man going into getting into this kind of shit.
Yeah.
When really, who gives a shit? It's a pocketable, personal piece of gear that somebody wants. Really, who cares? But it's weird how the more popular something becomes, the more of a target, I guess, it becomes.
Yeah.
Even slip joints, I guess, to a degree, are kind of, it's kind of hipster to carry a slip joint. No, it's just kind of fucking fun, just different.
They got to ruin everything.
We've been carrying flippers. People are just weird that way sometimes. I guess the point is just don't give a shit what, people say sometimes. If you enjoy it, just enjoy it.
Right.
I think there's a trend that I don't know. I think it's going to go forward, but like the show that you did, Michael, where I think there's going to be more smaller, like shows, almost
micro shows,
pop-up type shows. I think Jerry Fisk kind of started all that. But I kind of feel like that's what the Kentucky show kind of started as, and it's done really well. And I feel like, that I think there's going to be some more play with the small micro shows. It just feels more intimate.
I think it's, well, I think Sean said it so well when he said Blade feels like an industry show. And I was like, shit, it does. I mean, that really covered the Blade.
Yeah.
It's a trade show.
And I think it's an important show.
Oh, a very important show.
But it's an important show. But it's not as enjoyable anymore. I mean, it's at least for knife makers like us, it's a lot of work. I mean, when you've shook enough hands where at the end of 3 days your hand hurts, you've been pretty busy,
Yeah.
But I love Blade show, but I really do. I did find the Kentucky custom knife show very enjoyable, and I think there'll be more those type of shows and like the micro show like you had in the future.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think there's lots of potential for small regional stuff that doesn't have to be a big giant production, right?
I think it's better if it's not a big giant production. I mean, that's what a lot of people are looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about, this is kind of a fun thing to talk about, with this, the whole New Year thing. There's some pretty cool stuff going on. And like we mentioned, tons of new knife makers and even some people that have been out there for a while that are kind of finding a little bit different groove. So let's talk about makers to watch in 2019. What, Tom, what do you think?
So I ordered a knife. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm trying to find it now on Instagram. Jana Fine Knives, I think. I don't know what Jan. Yeah, his first name is Jan or Jan, and then his last name is Hafnik, and he's from Slovakia. I heard it about his stuff from another podcast, from Knife Nuts, and I checked out his work, and I actually ordered a knife. His stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
He's definitely one to put on your radar screen. But it's so hard for me anymore. It's like I love fixed blades, and it's almost too hard to keep my eye out on the market right now. I just keep working so much, but there's really a lot of new makers coming up. Chris Taylor's a local guy that I've been helping. His stuff is really coming along, and his slip joints are doing really well.
That was a guy that I was going to mention as well, Tom, is Chris Taylor. You introduced me to him at the Vegas show, and real nice guy doing very, very clean work, and
super passionate.
Yeah.
And he's really making efforts to, like, he's traveling to other knife makers' shops to learn how to make slip joints, or he had a knife maker up at his shop to teach him how to make liner locks. He comes down to my shop a lot. He is extremely passionate, and he's building a world-class shop slowly. And yeah, his stuff is really good. I'd keep an eye on his stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I've seen his stuff popping up on, I think because maybe he's going to be at the Las Vegas show.
He will be there.
TKI, but the one.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
nice looking shield work. And
yeah,
he just.
Good looking slip joints.
His stuff is every time I see it, it's a little cleaner. And it's, he's really working towards that. And, this is a guy that has a full-time job, and he's still, makes time to learn and to build better stuff. So yeah, one to watch.
Yeah. Very cool.
Nice.
What about you, Michael? You got anybody that you think people should keep an eye on for 2019?
I'm not telling anybody my secret.
I got to get my shit, and then I'll mention their name.
No, as far as new makers, I don't know if I know of anybody that's like really new that people don't already know about it. Cause it seems like you could start yesterday and people already know. So I've been kind of looking at a lot of the, I don't know, kind of more fixed blade, kind of back to the roots sort of stuff. I've been loving all of Kaz stuff.
Yes.
Just crazy badass fixed blades, the Durasi's, and man.
Oh yeah.
Kaz.
Yeah.
God.
What?
Damn magician.
And on Facebook, on all the groups, it seems like there's a lot of European makers that are really starting to bring the heat also.
Big time.
They're kicking ass, and it's pretty awesome to see. Truthfully, I love Damascus. Always have, always will, and I will get back to making some more of my own just because it's so much damn fun. And it's like, so I love seeing it, that and Hamones and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've enjoyed that part of social media of just kind of checking out, fixed blades and shit, just cool old school style of stuff. So I guess I don't really have anything new for you. Just kind of,
it doesn't have to be a new guy. I mean, I think that's the fun part, right? Like you mentioned, those cast fixed blades, the Sobral, is that their last name?
I'm not going to even attempt to.
Sobral, Sobarl.
Yeah. What's their Instagram?
Let me see. Man, those daggers, just Kaz_knives.
CAS_knives. Yeah. Did you get one of the daggers, Birch?
No, I did not. I even got a hold of, I sent him a message. I was like, when are those going to be dropping? And then they dropped, I think, a week later.
Yeah.
That dude always has some of the nicest stag.
Yeah, man, I saw one 24 or 48 hours ago that Claudio put up that, man, it was like a brass back Bowie interpretation, but it had like a blackened fitting on the back.
The Musso?
Huh?
Yeah, he seems very prolific.
Yeah.
They finished a lot of stuff. But that Musso that he just did, holy shit.
Yeah, it was bitching. I liked
it. Was badass.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I'm bringing to this table.
Yeah,
hell
right.
Yeah. Nice work.
They're not new to the scene by any stretch, obviously, but I think that they're doing a ton of absolutely killer stuff. So
I'm on Kaz's site right now. Did you see the Skagel inspired one? That thing is hot. Yeah.
Well, it's just that kind of work. There's some work out there that just makes you want to be better. Yeah. That you look at and you're like, God damn, I gotta be better.
Right.
And that's good. That's good for everybody.
Yeah. I see that a lot. Dang it.
Well, that shit that just inspires you to just be like, damn, I want to be better at this shit. Look what's out there.
What about you, Sean? Doesn't have to be a new guy. Maybe somebody that you think is doing good work that's going to take off in 2019, somebody to watch.
And the person I enjoy seeing picks from the most right now in our community is Dave Brown at Vasana Blade Works. Man, his swords are fucking next level.
Man.
Yep.
He's doing some cool stuff.
I mean, I just sit and wait for the next thing he puts out because it's like the next thing's better than the last every friggin' time.
I'm not familiar. I'm looking right now.
He's on Instagram. It might be Vasana Blade Works Dave Brown, bunch of underscores and such.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Vasana _Blade Works _Dave _Brown. He sent me a very nice message about knife making and stuff not too long ago that I very much appreciated. And he's making some killer stuff. Yeah, sort of a kind of a tactical theme sort of.
Man, there's enough tradition in it to be cool, but there's enough modern in it to be super useful. And it's just a really good blend of old and new. I enjoy it thoroughly. I like his stuff. I like some good fusion on as far as styles.
I think that's very well said, Sean. Good way to put it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's done some, medieval English-inspired swords that fucking phenomenal. Right. I mean, it ain't just Asian-inspired stuff that he's good at.
Good choice, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
And what about you, Mark? Who do you says to watch?
Yeah, Mark.
A couple people. I think we talked earlier about Chris Taylor. I think Chris is doing really nice work. He's a guy to keep an eye on, especially with all this extreme interest in slip joints. Another slip joint guy that I think is underrated or not enough people are paying attention to. I've talked about him before is Luke Swenson.
Oh man, that 5-blade sow belly he just put up.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, keep an eye on him. How about that?
Yeah. And Luke's kind of in an interesting time because he just retired from San Antonio Fire Department. So he's doing this thing full time now. And so he's kind of making that transition to being a full-time guy. And he's been, he went and took a class on building a liner lock. So he did a little bit of that kind of stuff. And I think you're going to see some very, very cool things from Luke this year. So if you like slip joint, traditional kind of stuff, he's killing it on that. And I think he's going to tweak his game a little bit in 2019. So Luke's a good one. We'll keep an eye on.
That two-bladed swayback jack you did there is pretty sexy.
Oh, the Westinghouse one?
Is that going somewhere I know?
It might be. It might be.
Son of a bitch. I should have known that because I know you like them swaybacks.
I do.
Shit. That's a good one.
You might get to see that out in Vegas.
Son of a bitch. Are you gonna head out that way?
Yeah, I'm coming. I got to get a plane ticket.
To join me in the excitement of Las Vegas.
Yeah, as Dr. Steve says, I'm going to be the booth babe at Birch Tree Blade Works table.
Better show them titties. Get the customers what they want.
Exactly.
Got that Hawaiian tan.
Make the maximum possible number of customers hurl at Birch Tree Blade Works table at TKI. Yeah.
You know what, Steve? I didn't sell a damn thing. It was weird.
It was the weirdest show. No one would even come near the table.
Yeah. Real low attendance.
Right. So, yeah, I think Luke Swenson, good guy to watch. Chris Taylor, good guy to watch. You know, the other guy, I think this is just a complete prediction because he's already doing fine and he's got lots of people interested in his work. I think our man Billy Cho is going to have a good 2019.
Dude, his stuff is doing good. It's looking good.
Billy's got a good attitude about the whole thing.
And he's a stud.
That's another one that every knife seems to be a little better than the last one. Same, like you said on the other guy.
Well,
same sort of thing.
He's got a good skill set already with the custom gun thing. You know, I mean, yeah, I think he's going to do good. Yeah. Good call.
Billy's a good dude. He's doing good work, and like I said, I think he's going to have a good year. So I look forward to seeing what happens with Billy in 2019.
Don't blow it, Billy.
Yeah,
no pressure.
Don't fuck this up, Billy.
No pressure.
I don't know, man. I think that's closing it out here a little bit. We got season 2. This is kind of a little rambly.
Did we talk about resolutions or goals?
Well, we talked about things we're looking forward to. Do you have any resolutions or goals, Tom?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm just going to try to take better care of myself this year. It seems like in the past I've worked too much, and still planning on working a lot, but I'm going to try to take better care of myself so I can do better in the shop.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I'll make more knives.
What about you, Mr. Birch? You have resolutions for 2019?
I've decided I'm going to
become more organized, make a better plan.
I'm going to grow the hair back on my head.
Well,
I guess that's.
I think this is a year I can do.
Resolutions are meant to be broken, I guess. So yeah, that's good. Good call.
Bullshit. It's going to happen.
It's your year, man.
Crushing my dreams. I don't know. I think probably try to leave the shop more. Try to get out there a little bit more for my own mental health.
I think that's a smart plan.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you need, Michael? You need to feel the aloha.
Feel the aloha.
You need a little Hawaii in your life.
Mm-hmm. So is that, Mark, is that airport still like open air? Like I can remember going to Hawaii like 20 some years ago, and it was like going to an amusement park. There was like space under the walls going outside the airport.
Oh yeah. 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 On Oahu, like in Honolulu, the airport is more of like a normal, small airport kind of thing. But like on Kauai, yeah, it's open to the outdoors. And like when you go to the Big Island, you get off the plane on a ramp, the whole thing. Yeah. It's very cool.
That's how it was at Oahu when I went. It was weird, but
came down on the ladder.
Well, I'm just saying when we walked through, like there was no real walls. It wasn't a building. It was like space. They were just like a fence almost, You could crawl under it if you wanted.
There was a fence and some mowed grass. That was it. It wasn't even a ramp. You had to jump out of the plane, out of the grass.
It was crazy.
You sure you're not confusing that with Bangkok?
No, I remember Bangkok airport. Dude, talk about a culture shock. That place stunk so bad.
Yeah.
Just the smog and pollution was good.
You have any resolutions or goals for 2019, Sean?
Man, get out of 2019 better than I got into it. That's what I try to do every year.
There you go.
Get them straight A's.
Oh, I'm going to make the dean's list.
Nice.
You better.
I want to get my name in the paper.
There you go. Sean wants that clipping out of the paper on the fridge. That's his primary goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a goal.
It's a good
lofty aspirations, yes.
What about you, Mark?
Tom, I think for me, I got to do something with this ray gun artwork. I got a couple new design ideas I got to get worked out for the whole bead project thing. And like you mentioned, I got to take a little bit better care of myself. So those are my 3 key things for 2019.
Man, it's easy to let yourself go. I mean,
Yeah.
geez. I know I did, but now that I'm pushing 50, it ain't so easy anymore.
That's a fact.
Pay for that stuff.
So if Tim Reeve is listening, there's your cue to call us the old guys again.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, we are the
Again?
We are the old guys. That's a fact. Yeah.
It's all right.
That was kind of a joke. He didn't really call us the old guys, but
Was it implied?
it's
He
worth
didn't call
teasing
me
him.
bald, did he?
Oh, it was implied.
If the walker fits. Jeez.
If that really is the Geritol bottle in your hand,
I'm
then
not there quite
it's a
yet.
thing.
It's just Midol in my hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you say my doll?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, was that a slip, or do you know something I don't know about my doll making dudes feel better when they're old?
I was just saying that I was being a puss, man.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch it, man. I'm a little slow on the uptick
It's
sometimes.
all right.
Yeah,
It's all right.
it works. Okay,
Just think-
coming up here.
It's the secret doctors don't want me to know.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I did stop at a dispensary on the way through Colorado, so
Nice.
for medical reasons.
We'll have to hear more about this, Tom.
Medical reasons. There you go.
Yeah, you still doing CBD, or did you pick up flowers?
No. I got some CBD.
That just answered the question.
There we go.
Yeah. No, I got some CBD with. It does have some of the THC in it, but I got some transdermal patches and some edibles. I got the 1-to-1, and then I got the 1-to-20. And I was having some lower back pain, and figured I was there. Why not get a little bit? So haven't really used any, but
Are you using the jazz cabbage? Is that what I'm hearing, Tom?
well, here's the thing. It's medicine, dude.
The devil's lettuce?
That's romaine lettuce, isn't it? Just transdermal and some edibles, man.
Just.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we all start, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Beginning
gateway.
of the end.
Gateway.
That's where it starts. 2020 resolution. I want to quit the
I
crack.
want to make more than
Exactly.
3 knives this year. I don't know what happened.
I hope we make it through season 2 before Tom's shooting the heroin.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing with all his podcast money.
Exactly.
Buying the pots.
Hey, man, maybe he'll be like Miles Davis, and all his best shit will be when he was on the junk. Who knows?
There you go.
I'm just saying that dispensary was expensive, dude. I walked out with a little bitty sack and it was like $300. I was like, what? It's 25
Damn, we went to a path I'd never thought we would go down.
No.
25% tax, man. And they still got the second worst schools in the US.
I think the older I get,
Yeah, actually, I read an article on how they're trying to find where that money went to.
Right.
Yep.
I saw that article actually.
I think Brian Efros posted some
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think where I saw that.
He's my enabler.
This is interesting. This is like a second or third episode in a row where Birch was left virtually speechless by unveiling of information during the show.
I'm a complex guy.
No shit. I am absolutely always astounded by how uncool I am. The older I get, the more I realize everyone around me is doing drugs and shit, and I'm just over here
Dude,
going,
I'm not doing drugs, man.
"You're on the pots. We all know it. We heard it."
Birch is over there thinking about switching to decaf.
I actually have been thinking
Don't
about
do it.
cutting
Clean
caffeine out
body.
of my diet. And I never thought
Yeah.
I'd say that.
Everybody I've talked to that's done that says it's the best thing, but
Man, I just like those rock star punches so much. Oh,
What's coming up this year, Mark?
for season 2 of the podcast,
What do we got planned?
so season 2,
Intervention. Sorry, man.
bringing Tom back from the ledge. we're going to have Jeremy Marsh is, I think, going to be our first guest if that all works out the way we think it will. So Jeremy Marsh is going to join us for an interview. That'll be a very interesting conversation. Yeah. Train time. See, Tom's putting that thing out the window, I'm pretty sure.
No, it goes right by my shop. I could throw a rock and hit the train.
So Jeremy Marsh is going to join us, be our first guest here of season 2. That'll be pretty cool. We got a few other folks that we've been talking about having on the show. So I think we got a pretty solid guest lineup.
Yeah.
I think we're going to talk a little more history, which would be very, very cool.
I don't know about our listeners, but I really like the history episodes.
I do too. They are some homework, though.
It is a lot of work because you don't want to give the wrong info.
Yeah. I think we were always afraid that we're going to get it wrong when we do the history episodes. We certainly like them. We get people that say they like them. The download statistics don't seem to fit with that very well. They tend to be our lowest take rate, which is kind of interesting. But we do want to do a Loveless episode, which would be really cool. But we got a ton of work to do on that one. I have a feeling we're going to talk about some other makers. Some of those might turn into mini-sodes. I think we're going to do a bunch of mini-sodes this year.
Yeah, there's definitely some awesome makers out there that just we don't have a ton of information on that would make great little mini episodes, mini-sodes.
Yeah.
A little bit of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah.
Well, and I think we can do some of those where we talk about some makers that are maybe a couple of them that have similar styles, and then we can start helping point people to where they can see pictures and information kind of as part of the mini-sode. That might be a cool thing to explore a little bit. So yeah, I think we got a pretty cool season 2 coming. So I hope folks are looking forward to it.
And spread the word. Tell your friends.
Yeah, if you enjoy the show.
Hell yeah.
That way you can really make that money.
Yeah. What else is going on? We got some shows coming up. So the Tactical Invitational, Birch's Doomsday Clock must be glowing bright, screaming red right about now.
Piss on that clock.
Because we're only about 2 weeks away from the Tactical Invitational, TKI. So
yeah,
that's coming up very quickly. And then that same weekend in Las Vegas, the TKI moved, right? It's at Bally's this year.
Good, because I hate Caesars. They suck. Don't ever stay there.
There goes our Caesars sponsorship we were trying to get. Thanks, right. Tom.
We don't want their sponsorship.
I guess I'll get off the phone with Peter Caesar.
Right. And then, so the other interesting twist this year is Steve's putting on this Las Vegas Custom Knife Show on Saturday, Sunday of that weekend. So Tactical Invitational is Friday night, and then Las Vegas Custom Show is on Saturday, Sunday during the day as like a typical knife show kind of time. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what's coming up next after that. I don't know if they're going to have the monkey muster this year or not. I know they held it off last year.
I don't know,
because Brady was going through some stuff, and then they were talking about having it this year, but I'm not sure if that's taken place or not. So I left a message for Brady, and I'll have to talk to him, ask him if it's going. But that's one I'd like to check out. I've never been to the monkey muster, and I've heard it's a very fun time.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it fits with that whole thing we talked about, kind of a small, regional, local-ish kind of deal, more personal event. And then Blade Show in June. I'm not sure what else is in the middle this year. There is no Florida show this year.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Now,
but there's something shoved in there.
Did I hear that the Florida show is going to be changed to Philadelphia?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought I heard that.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But maybe not. Maybe it's false information. I thought I heard that, though.
Interesting.
Blade's next show for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little break then.
Really nice. My favorite time of the year.
Your favorite, Birch's most hated time of the year. Dead of the winter.
Yeah, this one comes fast.
Well, I like that time after the show in January and before the show in Blade. It's like you get 4 months that are pretty decent together, and then after that it's show season again, and everything gets split up every couple months, it seems like.
Yeah, Are you doing TKI?
No, they changed it. So TKI,
It's Friday night, isn't it? Or Friday?
oh, it's,
Shit, when is it? Friday?
I don't know. They may have changed it back to Friday. I don't know.
TKS
Last time,
Friday night the 25th.
yeah. So Friday night I can't do. It was Saturday night. Saturday night's after sundown, but my Sabbath is Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown. So Friday night I can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good, but
Less work for you.
yeah, it's just one more thing I don't have to stress about in January. So
Right.
I'm okay with that.
So Tom,
And
your next show, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Steve's got to do what works for him, right? And it's
Sure.
it's all good. My next show is Blade Show.
Blade show, right? What about you, Birch? So you're doing TKI, and then next big show for you is Blade?
Big show be Blade. See if we can't get a little show maybe in there somewhere.
Right. What about you, Sean?
But yeah, that's
I'll show up at Blade for Mark of the Maker, but then Kentucky will be the only show I display at.
Is that right?
Yep. Worked out last year. Should be the same this year.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I'm thinking about
I
adding
like your style.
Blade Show West this year.
You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going.
More shows.
If Jade does that Portland show again this year, I'm going to try to get out to that. I think
Cool.
Now that looked fun.
it did look fun.
That looked like, and the people I talked to said it was a blast.
Jade's a good dude.
See, Birch, that's what you should do: is go to a show or two that you're not doing anything at.
I've actually thought about that. I actually
have
thought
too.
about when
It
we talked
sounds
about hitting
nice.
New York.
Yeah,
Even taking V4s, but then I think I talked to Abby and we talked about possibly going together. But she couldn't go and didn't work out. But it would have been fun to kind of go and
You can room with me.
just do something kind of low stress.
You can
he
room
had a
with me.
room.
Oh, sorry. Who? You?
Yeah,
All
it's all
right.
hooked up, but
Well,
Yeah.
I figured your kid was coming.
yeah, he likes the New York show. He likes going to New York City, so he comes to New York show for a little while so that he can go to New York City.
Yeah. I think that's what we all do.
Yeah, basically. All right, so do we want to talk about what you're working on in the shop, or we kind of already covered that, or what?
Making knives. Just finished
Making
up a
knives.
signature series. So yeah. Hell yeah.
What's a signature series?
Basically, I started doing 25-piece runs, and they're numbered, and on the backside, there's a different logo, so it gets the steel, my signature, and the number, so they're serialized.
Okay.
And basically, it's a way for me to do a batch of knives with no options. So basically, in a signature series, I pick a knife, and there's no options. It's how I would build it if I was building it for myself at that time. And there's nothing to say I can't do the same knife, down the road with different options, because I like different stuff. But at this point, this is the knife I want to build if I was building it for myself. And then I just lotto off the spots. And usually I give some, like I've changed a few things over this year. All my knives come with a Kydex sheath now, unless it's a handle material that would get messed up. I don't offer the Kydex then, but so then your options are, if you want to add different clips to the Kydex, or if you want additional leather sheaths or stuff like that. So really no options as far as I go. And it's nice because I can bust out a small batch, a decent number, and very efficient for me.
Oh, nice. If you had that on your website, I wouldn't have to ask.
Son of a gun.
Boom. Bringing it around to the beginning.
Yeah, well done.
Apparently I got to do that.
So we tie it in.
Nice point.
So Bert, you got V4s on hold until you get through this knot hole for TKI, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I got like 25 knives started for this. I figured that if I do enough up the odds, I can at least have 4 out of those 20 or something.
Isn't it funny? I don't know about you, but every time I do the same thing, I'm like 5 weeks out, I start with like 30 knives. And then 4 weeks out, I'm like, hell, maybe I'll do these 15. And then it's like I better do these 10, and by the time the show's, I've got like 4 knives on the table.
Hell yeah, you triage every morning.
Yeah.
You're like, you're cut. Nope. No. You're gonna bleed out.
And by the end, you're like, what's the simplest grind and finish I can do on this? And
But we start out with heady aspirations.
I know, right?
Buddy.
I should start on Blade Show right now.
We just have a lot of confidence in ourselves, you know?
Right.
I don't. I just like being miserable.
Pretty much.
Proving to myself that I can still fail.
Right?
I think we'll have a few Hamon blades, though, which would be nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my Hamons.
You got a little ironwood in there too?
I do. Hopefully it's a Hamon blade with Mokame and ironwood.
That'll be a pretty one.
Yep.
I hope so. I'm sure it'll be like, ooh, wood, but I don't care. I like it.
You should put
No,
brass
that'd be all
bowl
right.
stars on it because, brass and wood is no good.
What? Brass and wood is no good? Oh, it sounded like some sort of saying someone beat into.
Well,
He said it.
that used to be what one of the knife dealers used to say. If brass and wood is no good. You know who it is.
Okay.
But anyways, what does he know? But
Run your own race, Tom.
I am.
Yeah.
You damn Skippy.
Eat your own edibles.
Or share them with a friend.
All right.
Shamble your own walk. Stumble.
Share them with a friend who's now actually a poor college student in need of such things.
Nice call.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean? You got knives spinning, or are you focused on the school thing, or what you got going on?
No, I've got some ruiners in progress.
Awesome.
Yeah, got to pay the bills. Just because I'm in school don't mean that it's all room and board from here on out on the FAFSA.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Shit, yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, dude, I never want to hear FAFSA again. Jesus, what a fucking awful acronym.
Yeah.
I refuse to fill that out. I'm like, I'm not filling that out. I'm paying for it. I don't need to fill that out.
Yeah.
And where we got, let's see, I'm in school. Rachel signed up with me. Kane's in school. It paid for us to do the FAFSA.
Yeah.
I don't think it would work for me though. I mean, yeah. I just didn't want to mess with it. So,
dude, I don't blame you. It's a goddamn.
It's a nightmare.
Man. Yeah, it's a clusterfuck. Is what it is.
I'm coming up on year 8 of FAFSA.
Oh, fuck. I pity you. Hopefully you're seeing light at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What the hell is FAFSA?
The financial federal something. It's the student aid program from the government.
Oh.
It determines if you qualify for Pell Grants or loans or any bullshit like that.
Yeah. Federal application for
student aid.
Student aid. There you go.
I figured I wasn't going to get any of that shit anyway, so I didn't fill any of it out.
Well, we'll put our money together and get you a mini fridge for your dorm, Sean.
I got a mini fridge in my smoking room full of rock stars right now.
There you go. All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up, right?
Sounds good to me.
If anyone,
yeah. Nice way to knock the rust off.
Good talking to you guys again.
Oh, yeah, man. Very good.
You think anyone made it to the end?
No, absolutely not.
No.
All right. Well, we look forward to boring you to tears again here in 2019 in season 2. And we'll get lined up here with Jeremy Marsh sometime soon. I don't know if we're going to have an episode in between or not, but we'll get that sorted out. And we're going to try to get back on our 2-week schedule to keep getting episodes out too, because we know folks appreciate that. So thanks for giving us a little break.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Short retirement or just sweet return.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thank you.
Take care, folks.
To learn more about our makers, you can find Tom Crine on the web at crineknives.net. in his Facebook group, Crying Knives, or in his Instagram account, @CryingKnives. For Michael Birch, check birchtreeblades.com, Facebook group Birch Tree Blade Works, or Michael's Instagram @BirchTreeBlades. For myself and the Raygun Bead Project, we're on the web at raygundivision.com. We have a Facebook group called Raygun Division, or my personal Instagram @msteiner. For those interested in photos, references from the show, or some discussion about the show itself, you can find us on the web at markofthemaker.com, in a Facebook group called Mark of the Maker, or on our Instagram @markofthemaker. Last but not least, the ultra cool and haunting background music we use for the show is a piece called Noir Guitar by Stevie's Amp Shack, found at the Free Music Archive and licensed under Creative Commons CC BY 4.0. Thanks for listening.